Waterproofing contractors, this is how you use injection, the silicone injection, to make sure that your moisture doesn't get around your membrane. So this is a basement situation. You can see here we've got a pathway which tears upwards along the side here. So you can see 1, 2, the third window, we're about 100 mil below the third window with the pathway. So the third window is just here, and the pathway must be just above the taps here, right? So it's retaining soil through there. When you do your basement waterproofing, if you do a membrane, so we're going to be using Max Seal Flex M here, all right? Max Seal Flex M has the highest MPa adhesion from all of the membranes. We've run them through AI and tested them all across 3 different AI platforms to get an answer. Anyway, when you do your membrane, you're going to block the lateral moisture coming out of here, but you need to install a new damp course. Rising damp injection is not just for damp courses, it's also for basement waterproofing. Now this is an infill slab. This would be brick footings, or likely, could be a strip footing, concrete, probably brick. These bricks are in the ground. They had rising damp on them. This is lateral dampness. There's nothing behind this wall. You'll have moisture transitioning from the external wall below ground into the internal wall here, all right? So you need to stop the moisture coming laterally into this wall here because you're going to get salt damage inside from the moisture coming from the outside because there's soil in the ground, right? When you do your basement waterproofing, you need to install a damp course. There's a garage behind here, okay? So this wall is not affected. This wall here is retaining soil. It goes around the corner like that on the other side. I'm not going to show you. You're going to have to believe me. What we're going to do here is actually inject silicone down vertically on this wall here, okay? And that will stop any lateral transition coming from this retaining wall, okay? The property obviously goes up like this. We're going to membrane this wall all the way across, all right? Then we're going to do injection across the top of the membrane. That locks the moisture in the bottom of the wall, stops it going upwards through the wall, okay? So you're locking it laterally with membrane, and vertically you're doing injection, silicone injection. The silicone injection is a water repellent, so it stops the water going past the top of the membrane when you do the injection at the top of the membrane. So a membrane through here, your injection will go at the top. Obviously you need to do, if you're a waterproof, you know you need to do a fillet, turn the membrane on the floor. Injection across here like that. Then injection will go across the top here. And then same thing here, we'll inject vertically down this wall and then horizontally across the base of this wall. Because a damp course needs to be installed here. See, this wall's not retaining anything. So it's okay to inject probably the bottom brick here, okay? You don't need to do the one up from there. You want to protect this brick here, okay? The boys will probably run a membrane across there anyway. Doesn't really need it. The silicone will probably be enough, all right? Anyway, so inject across the base of this wall here, and that one obviously is the same as on the other side here, and that gets protected by vertical injection, okay? Then down the side here, we've got the pathway which tears down. We're just going to membrane the whole wall because it looks nicer, all right? And there's no sense trying to save membrane, sort of, you know, just do the whole thing. It makes it easier for the renderers as well. So you can run acrylic membrane over the top of acrylic render over the top of your membrane. That's fine. So we'll probably membrane everything. We probably won't membrane this wall here, okay? Doesn't need it. So we're going to do membrane across that whole wall, and we'll do vertical injection up the corner on the side here because there's going to be a footing here for this turn in next to the door, injection across the top, and obviously injection down like that. We're going to be running WPM 300 on the floors, 2 coats of that. We've just finished grinding the paint and the glue off the floor. All right, so we've opened up the pores of the concrete, we'll wet the floor and do your WPM on the floor, okay? So, anyway, rising damp injection is not just for damp courses. If you're a basement waterproofer, you should be doing it as well because you want to stop the vertical transmission of moisture past the membrane up into the wall that you haven't treated. Because if you do the membrane to here, the moisture will come up the wall, past your membrane and evaporate from above your membrane. At the evaporation point is where the salts crystallize and the wall will get damaged above where you terminate the membrane. The injection stops that from happening. If you're a waterproofer, come to the Rising Damp shop. We have a hire pump there. If you show me, or my wife is there as well, if you show your waterproofing license, right, we'll let you rent the pump for free. okay, if you buy the product.